Let me ask you a question. What's the most important part of our education system today? Got an answer? Did you say teachers? Well, if you did, I'd agree with you. I believe teachers are the most important part of our education system. Without them, myself would not be at this point in college. Without all the subjects that I've learned over the years, I would not be able to do anything right now at my current job in education. Now, let me ask you this. What is the role of a teacher? If you said anything else besides teaching, I believe that is a huge issue. And it's not just me saying this, it's many other people saying it, from teachers to researchers to professors. The big issue going on today in today's climate are teachers are being asked to do too much. They're being asked to do things that they don't have the qualifications for. Teachers are being devalued because of this. They're being devalued in many ways because they're being asked to do something they're not supposed to be doing. This main point brings up many issues, and it brings up many issues in sociology and psychology. It brings up how people are in groups. It brings up how people are with their emotions. And not only does it affect the students, but more importantly, it affects the people who are trying to teach you and who are trying to teach this next wave of youth in America. And not only America, but the entire world. By doing something that they're not required to do and don't have the qualifications to do, it stresses them out, it devalues them, and not only all of that, it devalues the education that these kids deserve. Teachers are not mental health providers. They're not counselors. They're not mental health professionals. When I look at my colleagues' diplomas on their wall, it says educator. It doesn't say a therapist. It doesn't say a psychologist or a psychiatrist or anything of that sort. It says an educator. And they don't have those qualifications to do so. Teachers are being asked to do these roles regardless of those qualifications, which then brings up a question. What is their role within a school? Is it to teach? Is it to offer them help? Is it both, even though it shouldn't be? What is it nowadays? And not only that, because of that question, what we're seeing right now is a complete, overwhelmed, and dragged down teacher culture that is stressing them out. Again, here in the United States, but all across the entire globe. The lack of qualifications. Kendra Shispek wrote in 2023, The Teacher's Mental Health Literacy Scale. And a good quote that she has in this, although tasked with many roles, teachers commonly report that they need more training for youth's mental health. Because quite frankly, that's not what they're doing anymore. They're not teaching. Instead, they're going to have to deal with emotions and personal lives and anything else that these kids are going through on a day-to-day basis. What I really enjoyed about this article as well, and what the article I think gives some hope in, is that it does allow teachers to learn about it more. And because they are being put in these positions, they do have to have some sort of knowledge about it and about, student personal lives and how to see the trends of mental health, which is great. And that is a fantastic thing. However, even with the new trainings and all of this, teachers are still not understanding it on a big scale. And they're still going to slip through the cracks. And ultimately, that goes back on the teacher. Whether it should or shouldn't, it goes back on him. And quite frankly, I believe it shouldn't be back on the teacher because that's not what they're here for. And because of this, and because they're getting these qualifications and they have to see what is going on in student lives, we get asked, what is the role of these teachers anymore? Is it being a teacher? Is it being a mental health provider? Galina Chevard, in the article from 2022, Teachers' Collaborative Work and Boundaries of Professional Responsibility in Student Well-Being, notes that teachers are being exhausted. They are not having any time to do anything else. And what is happening is they're focusing on the kids' mental health instead of teaching anymore. They are feeling that they have to work as well off the clock, through the weekend, into the night, even though there's school at 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning that they have to go back and try to teach. Now, when I say this is not something that is just affecting the United States, it's affecting the entire world. And because of that, In that same article, it's in Norway, and they're dealing with students who are refugees. And even here in America, we're dealing with kids who are refugees. And because of that, of course, human nature wants to help these kids out, especially young children. And in this article, we have many kids who are sitting there, 7 to 8 years old, and struggling with personal lives because of their war-torn countries and having to learn a new language. So yes, you have to have some sort of careness, but at the same time, is that the role of a teacher? And quite frankly, no, that's not the role of a teacher. Even though teachers are drivenly empathetic and they're caring and they will do anything, it is not a part of their job. It is not a part of their job description. It is not their role as a teacher. What does this do whenever we have these dilemmas going on? Whenever we have really caring people who are meant to be educators, who are meant to be teachers, who are there to give you the specific resources and the material for a subject, what does that do? Well, quite frankly, it wears them out. We're seeing a massive amount of teacher burnout. Elizabeth Peterson, who runs a podcast, Teachers Are Not Classroom Therapists, she quotes, teachers are so naturally strong and often take emotion. However, that leads to burnout. And we're seeing that not only here within some people in the state of Texas, in the state of Oklahoma, we're seeing it on the US and on the global scale. And because of that, it devalues our teachers. And Philosophical Reflections on Teacher Ethical Dilemmas in Global Pandemic. It is by 4 professors in 2024, Sarah Gurr, Tatiana Garan, Daniela Forrester, and Maria Levison. As this research was about the pandemic and specifically about it, it also went into post-pandemic and going back to in-person classrooms. And as one teacher put it, it's like having students in my house at all times because they're so aware of the issues that are going on and the obligations to them. But quite frankly, they're still people. They're still people who should be doing one job. And because of that, they should have an obligation to take care of themselves, but they don't. And that is what we're seeing. And so let's go over this again. Teachers should not be anything more than that. I understand teachers are caring, and I care about a lot of teachers. But quite frankly, it's burning everybody out. It's burning my colleagues out. It's burning former teachers of mine. It's probably burning out former teachers of yours because of their job responsibility. They're not qualified. Even with little amounts of training at a time, they're not qualified. Their roles are now shifting from being this to being this. And quite frankly, now it's burning them out. And so what do we do now? What should we do now? And what we should do now is to sit there and be smart and due diligent and protect our teachers and give them the resources that they need to not only take care of themselves, but to take care of other children as well.